What is up, YouTube? It is your boy Dominique, and we are back with another video. I am in the middle of reading Robert Jordan's The Wheel of Time, Book 1, The Eye of the World. And I am about 200 pages, or just a little bit past 200 pages into the book. And I wanted to do a quick little video going over, how I feel about the book so far. I know this is like a big journey for me. A little backstory: I hated reading in high school. I hated reading as a young adult, but I knew it was something that I wanted to get into. So slowly over the last probably 5 to 10 years, I've gotten into books a little bit more and a little bit more. And I would say since halfway through last year, I started really ramping up the amount of books I was reading on a regular basis. Typically, the books I read are anywhere from 200 to 300 pages, 400 pages, maybe somewhere in that range. But I wanted to do something different. I wanted to try and accomplish something personal, try a big book series, and do something fantasy. And I ended up on the Wheel of Time series. So I kind of want to track my progress with how I'm doing on that, how I feel about the book in the series as I go through it. And really the whole goal of this is to finish all 12 books. We are 200 pages into the first book, and I wanted to go over a little bit of everything. So getting right into it, let's start with the rating so far. If you haven't read this and you're watching this, there are going to be spoilers. I'm going to talk about stuff. That's just the nature of this type of video. So I guess if you don't want to be spoiled, maybe click off the video right now. So rating so far, I have it at a 4.2 out of 5. I would say this book is a slow burn, at least for me. It took probably about 60, 70 pages before I felt like I was actually getting into the story. A lot of it was just building backstory, and not that it was a bad thing. It just was hard to know what was important and what wasn't important at that time. And I think that was kind of part of it. It kind of added like a little mystery-esqueness to it. But once it did pick up, I will say that the intensity ramped up rather extremely over the short term of like 2 chapters. It got really intense. And then ever since that moment, it's just been a really good balance of high intensity, letting us come back down almost to the point of where I don't know if this is kind of going slow, and then building back up into another thing in a different way that you weren't really expecting. So I think overall it's done a really good job of that. So where I'm at in the book currently, I just finished chapter 13, and we have just arrived in Berlin. One thing you're going to know about me is when it comes to names that are weird, I'm just not going to get them right. So we should probably go over a couple names that I know I probably am saying right or saying wrong, but I don't care. I'm just going to say them the way that I am as I'm reading this book, because I don't have any other reference to the story other than reading the book. I haven't watched any of the show. I haven't, listened to the audiobook. I'm just going off of how I read the words and how I portray the person in my mind. So the first one is this word. I pronounce it Ace Side. I don't know if that is right or wrong, but that's how I pronounce it. The next one is this word, and I know it's pretty easy. It's the warder, but for whatever reason, I have pronounced it the warden ever since I saw it in the book, and it took me probably way too many chapters before I realized it was the warder, not the warden, and I've just continued with the warden because it made sense with kind of how he's perceived in the book. He's kind of like a warden for Moraine, and I believe that's how you say her name. I'm not 100% sure. The next is this person. I've been calling her Egwin. I don't know if that's right. Don't know if there's supposed to be a silent letter in there or not, but Egwin is what I went with, and that's just what it is. And then the last one that I definitely say 100% wrong because I have no idea how to pronounce it is this word, and I have been calling it my draw. I don't know. Some evil dude, my draw. That's what I went with. All right, next we have on the list characters I don't want to die, but I think will. They haven't died yet. I don't know. No real main character has died so far, or like ancillary character has died. There, obviously, when the village got attacked, there was a whole bunch of people that did die, but none of them were necessarily integral to the story, at least at that point. The first one on that list is Bella the horse. I 100% think she's going to die. She's just a sweet horse. she's loyal to Rand and his family, and she was a farm horse for many years, and now she is the horse of Egwene, and I just can see that happening at some point down the line, that she is going to die. Hopefully I'm wrong, but that is just what I'm feeling right now. Next would be Lan, or the Warden, or Warder, whatever you want to actually call it. But Lan, I think I like him because I believe he's like an honorable person, regardless of how I think Moraine is either good or bad. I'm not really sure how much I trust her right now. I think that he is a good person, and he's kind of taken to the kids, showing them how to use their weapons and whatnot, and kind of really like amped up security guard, like really worried about protecting everybody to the best of his ability. So I think that Lan is also a character being built up to eventually die. Next, let's rank characters in the order of trustworthiness. So this isn't going to be like the dragon or anything like that. This is basically characters that are in our party, that we are adventuring with, and how much I trust them, help us in a story, or they end up going to backstab us at some point. So starting off at number 7, so I just did 7, is Thom, or the Gleeman. I just don't trust him whatsoever. He's like a traveling salesman in my mind, that does performances and tricks to keep people's attention, but I think that the first sign of difficulty, he's going to try to leave the situation. Next would be Egwene. So apparently early on you had this like love interest you had the story from Egwene's point of view, and you could see that she was interested in Rand, she kind of interested in Rand, and they were supposed to get like married or whatever. But I just don't necessarily trust her motives and her judgment in situations, because she's like a wild card. I don't know what to expect. She could be the best character going forward, and she could also be the worst character and somehow get like turned into this bad thing. I could see her going either way as far as the story goes. So I just don't know where to put her. The fact that I don't know where to put her makes me trust her less. Next would be Moraine. Again, she's done a whole bunch of good things for these people, but there has been hints of like, things that I wouldn't say are super good. Like obviously the drowning of the dude's ship that they used to get across. There's just been a little hints of like, she's a really good person, but she's got this underlying mean streak maybe, or this, underlying issue that I'm just not 100% confident in. Next would be Bella. I trust Bella with pretty much to the max, but I just don't want to put her too high on this list because I just had her on characters I think are going to die. So I don't want to trust that. I don't want to tie myself to a horse either. But I do like Bella a lot. I like Bella a lot. I think that's a good character, even though it's a horse. Next we got Perrin and Matt. I just think they're the other boys in this story. I just trust them a little bit less than Rand. Next we got Rand, and then one is Lan. And Lan, I just believe he's, an honorable person that's doing his job, that's there to protect everybody. So I trust that he is going to do that to the best of his ability. And he doesn't really, I don't know how he became connected to Moraine, or I don't know any of his backstory, but I do, for some reason, just have this inherent trust of him as a person, that he's going to do what is, I guess, most honorable, or try to do honorable things throughout the rest of this journey. That could be completely wrong. All right, what are some things that are not being explained that I wish were being explained, or I wish I knew more about? Why exactly are the 3 boys important? Like, is there like a magic about them? Is there some prophecy that they fill? I feel like they talked about it, but I feel like I didn't take anything away from really what they said, other than the Dark Ones want them. So because the Dark Ones want them, Aes Sedai's want them as well, or the other people want them. So I just don't know exactly why they're important. I want to know. Who is Rand really? Like, they kind of hinted to when Rand was carrying his father through the woods. They kind of hinted to the fact that he's adopted, and he comes from I think it was a mountainous area. I don't 100% remember, but I believe it was somewhere that he came from, and I want to know more about that. I want to know more about how he came to be in the Two Rivers area, what his backstory is, if it's a bloodline, if it's like a prophecy, like I said earlier, if it's something that ties him into being important. I want to kind of know a little bit more about that, and I'm sure that will eventually become explained in this book. At least I'd hope, since he is the main character. Kind of in line with that, I feel like there was more to Tam, his father. I feel like there was more to that story, and then also where he got the sword. They kind of didn't really say, he's like, I bought it because I thought I might need it. I was going to sell it at one point. I feel like there was more to that story. I feel like that was just like a cover up in the moment. And I feel like there's more to not only Tam and like what his previous past was, that put him in a position to, I know adopt's not the right thing, but essentially adopt Ran. I feel like there's more to that story, and then I feel like there's more to the sword as a whole, if it's like enchanted, got some magical power, or if it's like Rand's actual fathers or something crazy like that. I feel like there's more to the sword as a whole. And then lastly, why does she have powers? Why does Egwene have powers? It just kind of came out of left field. I kind of figured that she was going to come along. Like I didn't know how when she initially joined the group. I didn't know how she was going to be part of it. I didn't know how she was going to get intertwined with the rest of the group. But I did expect her to come because she, it was kind of alluded early on that she wanted to go on an adventure. So I figured, but I felt kind of lazy how she joined, like the story of how she became part of the group, and the fact that they're just like, yeah, that's the way the wheel turns. That's the blah, blah, blah. Like, just come on, I guess everybody can come with us. Everybody can come with us. It's fine. I just thought that was kind of a little bit lazy way to get her into the story. And now she's in the story on this ride. You just have Moraine just take her off to the side like, I sense your power. You're now powerful. You can do magic stuff. We got to practice this. It's like, if that was the case from the very beginning, why didn't she like single her out right away as well? Like, it just doesn't add up 100% to me, but little things. And then we're going to rank, I'm going to give you my top 3 most memorable moments from the first 200 pages so far. Starting at the lowest, number 4, I have the Drakkar swooping down. The way that was written was really cool. And I definitely thought in the moment, I thought it was a raven or one of the other creatures that the Dark Ones can kind of manipulate and see through, or they get messages from. I thought 100% it was a raven, and then to find out it was this Drakkar thing, which I'm assuming is like some type of like evil creature. I'm thinking like a shadowy dragon-esque thing. I don't know what it actually is. I think maybe just because of Game of Thrones, the name Drakkar kind of sounds like a dragon from that. So I think that's why I have a dragon in my mind for it. I don't 100% know what it is. They never really explained it, just said it's some shadowy creature. At least I don't think they explained it 100%. If they did, I missed it. Number 3, we got Egwene being revealed that she has those powers. I thought that was super memorable, but also it came out of left field. That's why it's like number 3, because I think it's more important than the Drakkar swooping in. I think it's important to the rest of the story, and it adds a lot of value to have this character that also has magic, so you don't have to rely on Moraine going forward. But I thought it was so like just shocking, like out of nowhere, that I had to put it as like a memorable moment for that reason. Number 2 was the initial interaction with the Myrddraal or the Dark One, whatever that dude's name is on the road, where he just creeped him out when he's walking with his dad into Edmund's field at the beginning of the story, and he sees him and he just instantly gets fear. Like, that was really well written as well. It harkened a definite visual like scene in my mind. I could see what was going on very clearly, so I thought that was really well. And then it almost like caused me to feel a little bit of fear in that moment as well. So I think anytime a writer can do that, hats off. Really good written job. And then the last one is obviously going to be the fight with the Trollocs. I thought the whole fight, from the moment that the fight started at the farmhouse all the way to dragging his dad through the woods next to the road, all the tense moments in there. I think it was like 1 or 2 chapters was just the best moment of the book so far. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if I missed the point. I'm not going to react to the comments until I finish the book. So I'm going to put this video out, but I'm not going to react to any of the comments until after I finished book 1. So that way I'm not spoiled by anything crazy that you guys put down there. Because like I said, I'm just trying to go through this the best that I can. And I'm not the fastest reader in the world, but I will get through it all eventually. So if you guys are down to hang out, see each video as I do a little update, give you guys a little bit about where I am, what I'm thinking of the story. We will just go from there. So until the next one, guys, love you so much. Peace.